Welcome back, beautiful beings. Today I have 3 containers here filled with stuff that I've made. Okay, and I thought I would go through it with you. I was going to go through it anyway because I wanted to find some things to go in my bee journal. So I thought I would explore some things in here to find more pockets or embellishments for my bee journals. Okay, so let's begin. This is like perfect because I forgot all about this one. I could put this, it's a 3-tucker. I can just glue it down. That'd be perfect for tags, little cards, pictures, whatever. Okay. And these are just made from envelopes I made a long time ago that I forgot I had. This is why I'm going through my stuff. So if you store stuff that you make away, make sure you go through it so you can remember and use them. Use them up. I think this one would look cute. This one would too. They both would look cute in the corner in one of the bee journals. But they're just made out of an envelope. And then I glued a bunch of scraps down. And then I cut them. This one I layered 2 scraps. And then I put some flowers down. And some ribbon. And sequins on this one. Okay, what do we got here? And this will give you ideas. This is obviously from hair clips. Little ones for babies. And I just took it and I glued down a scrap. You're going to find that a lot, I think, because I did that a lot with scraps. This is off mozzarella sticks. I glued it to cardboard for a pocket. Same thing here. This is from a Tim Holtz packaging thing. I figured this would give you ideas. And this, believe that you can. This is a die cut. Obviously, it came with this and the words. They came together and I glued them down on the back of some birds. And I thought it looked nice. And again, I have a die cut. I think they're selling them at some Dollar Trees. If not, you can get these on Etsy. You can get them on Amazon, AliExpress. I just went down that with a die cut. I put it on my Sizzix. I made that and glued it on. Looks like to be junk mail. And this is another die cut I have. It's like going down memory lane, beautiful beings. And I glued it on junk mail. Hopefully, yeah, the address was showing there. Yeah, that'd make a cute pocket. And this is a big pocket, a big journal. And this looks to be like old cardstock. You know, the back of the cardstock once it's all gone in the front. But this is the back, and I must have glued it to that. Alright, let's see what we got in here. I got little cards, berries, more little cards. Just little cards I cut out. This might have been a digital. So I got lots of fairies, angels, oh these are angels. So I need them. This looks to be like a freebie. They must have ran out of cardstock. And I just printed it out. A bunch of birds. I just printed it out on regular printer paper. I'll do that when I run out of cardstock. Then I'll glue them on envelopes, paper bags, cardboard. Depends on what I'm using them for. Alright, these are stamps I had, and I was playing with them when I first got them. I remember this vividly. Little stamps I got. And I was just playing with them. creating different little embellishments. It looks like I used them on a bunch of different colored cardstock. Just plain cardstock that was colored to go with different journals. And they look to be all the same stamps. Just giving you different ideas, beautiful beings, what you can do with different things. Bright yellow there. Okay, looks like we printed out more. This looks like a digital again. These are just flowers, which would go great. Some of them go great in my bee journal. I don't have this flower, so I think I might put this to the side, use this. And of course you can buy digitals on Etsy. Looks like I got an order. Mushrooms with the mushrooms, the butterflies with the butterflies. Then little magazines, covers and advertisements. And then it's like it's a Mother Day one. Little books. All kinds of neat stuff in here. Make sure if you make stuff, go through it so you know what you have. So you can add it to whatever journal you're working on. This looks like another freebie. I just glued it down on cardboard so I could put lines on it and use it as a tag tuck. This this looks like I was using up my scraps, so I sewed a piece of ribbon and more ribbon over here on this piece of scrap. And it's double-sided, so you can use that for a tuck. And it looks like I was playing with stamps again. Positive affirmations, and you can use that for a card to tuck into a pocket. And then just make lines like I did, and they can write their positive affirmation there. And I glued it on some colored cardstock. This looks like I was getting rid of scraps. So I glued 3 different scraps, maybe 4. There's one there. And then I put some lace down with some flowers going across. And then I stamped that. Obviously, with a stamp I have. And then these are cards, flowers, like flower package. You can get these at Joann's. I remember that now. And I glued them on different colors of cardstock. But you can buy all these together on one thing, one cardstock sheet. And I think they're papery. That's probably why I glued them down. They're seed packs, made to look like seed packs. And I think when they're not on sale, they're 60 cents each for each sheet, and you get all these on the same sheet. Okay, beautiful beings. And then you can just make cards to tuck in your pockets, and then put lines on the back if you want, so you can write on them. Piece of scrap. I glued it on a piece of cardstock. It could be a tuck. You can go around them with a corner punch. You can put lace or whatever you want on the ends at the top. Another piece of scrap I had left over, and I glued on a piece of colored cardstock. This one I glued on an index card. And I must figured I'd finish it when I found something to go with that. But you can use index cards, beautiful beings. This is double-sided. This must be just a scrap. You can use that. You can stamp a stamp on there. Put whatever you want on it. Make sure it's even. No, this one's not even. And again, more scrap. I just glued on cardstock. What's this? This looks like I had a bunch of scraps and I just glued them all down. Came up with that. And you can use that for a tuck. And this looks like I had that. I have these. I don't know if I did that or if the piece came with that. It looks like. Nope, it looks like it was already in there. Something I bought for the grandkids. Batman. Something Batman. But you can put this, glue this down to something, and you can put something in there. A chain. You can put ribbon in there and have a little dangling from it. Then I used this stamp recently, remember? It's a brick stamp. And then these are napkins. So I must wanted them to use them up, so I just stuck them on that. Just giving you ideas, beautiful beings. And this goes with seeds. Then more scraps. I glued down on different cardstocks just to have something to tuck in. You can decorate them, of course. I must have just glued them down so they weren't floating around to use later on and apply whatever to them when I went to put them in what journal I'm putting them on. More scraps I used up. Oh, it's upside down. More scraps I used up. You make your own little cards to stick in your journals with your scraps, your stamps, fabric, whatever you have left over. This one I put washi tape there, and this is a stamp of a boardwalk. Oh, and I made lines on the back, and I stamped it down here, stay determined. And I'm not sure, I don't know what this is. That might have been where I was playing with a stamp to make sure it was going to stamp, and I just liked it, so I kept it. More stamps I was playing with. I think these are all the same. Nope. This one looks like I used different colors of ink. See what it would look like. And I think that's what all these are. Yeah, they are. They're all the same. I better start using these up in something, huh, beautiful beings? Again, playing with different stamps. Just stamping them down on different stuff. Making a card. Like this one, exercise one. Workout log, beautiful beings. Those would be cute in a journal. Just stick them in a pocket somewhere. Okay, let's put these back down there. These look to be scraps, and I have a little tiny hole puncher. Looks like I just glued that for a tab, so you can tuck it in now and grab that with. That's all these are. Another idea for your scraps, or if you don't have a hole puncher, you just draw a circle around something, and then cut it out. giving you ideas, beautiful beings. The back. I did do two holes. Punched out one hole, and then I punched out another hole, and then I glued one on the back and one on the front. I did that on all of them. This one I put a tiny one on, probably because I didn't want to cover the picture. Same with that one. And these just look like nice things to tuck in the pockets. Okay. Then, let's see. Yeah, looks like I glued this on heavier paper. Or maybe not. Not sure. I did, because I can tell right here. If things are too thin for you, just glue them onto some cardstock. And then I went around the edges with ink. A lot of the cardstock I get is from Joann's, but I wait until it's 20 cents each. You can get 5 for $1, because usually it's 60 cents for $1, 60 cents. But when they have the 20% off, you can get it for 5 for $1. So these ones are freebies, though, beautiful beings. Then I just glue it if it's too thin. Here's a ticket. This looks like a freebie. There's different tickets. What I'm going to do is join somebody's Facebook group or subscribe to them on YouTube. Do freebies once in a while. These are tags. These are more freebies. And half this stuff I forgot I had, so I'm glad I'm going through it. And I'm glad I'm going through it with you. Because we can use this stuff, beautiful beings, in our journals. Especially when you start selling them. You have all kinds of stuff to tuck in. These look like more freebies. And I did not ink the back. Obviously. These might not be scraps. These might be something that was either in my... These feel heavier, so I think these are cardstock. They're in one of my cardstock books. I could be wrong. Or they could have been a freebie. And I just printed them out. Poppy Fields. This is a freebie. I believe this is from... What's this from? I'm sorry, beautiful beings. But this looks like a freebie because there's a bunch of little poppies here. It might be from Artie Mays. It could be from someone else. And then there's poppies in here, and I think those are all the same. And those are the same. And they already have the lines, which I love. You can use these for a pocket tuck. And it even came with words. Or you can just glue it down on something. And I think these might be from Graphic Fairy. I'm not sure. I'm just showing you things you can buy, beautiful beings. things you can get freebies from. And you can buy a cup of coffee for people too, which is always nice, especially if you're copying or downloading a lot of stuff. It looks like another freebie. These are all freebies. I like that. Yeah, let's go through some of these because I could use these in my bee journal. Yeah, this is definitely a freebie. 2 tags. And I thought I was gonna go through the other bins, but this is already 20 minutes, so these are freebies. Flies. There's a bee. You know I'm grabbing one of these for the bee journal. I was hoping to find something with a bee on. Looks like a fly. Yeah, I think these are mostly Artie Mays. I could be wrong. I learned a lot from Artie Mays. There's another bee, and it's the same as the one I got. So at least we found a bee, and I used cardstock and paper bag. Okay, the back in case I wanted to use it as a tuck, and you can write lines on it if you want. Scrap, leftover scrap. Just glued it some cardstock. Let's see, got here more scrap. Glued it to cardstock, but you can always use this, like start a collage, put that, and then something beside it, something else, and even make a pocket shape and do that, or you can just glue it down behind something, whatever you want to do. They're all my scraps glued on cardstock. And I think this has been sitting a while because this is like one of the first cardstocks I ever bought. So I know this has been sitting a while. I dug it out. Then words. And again, they're all glued down to a cardstock to make them thicker, or like I said, you can put them on something, or you can use them as a tuck for a pocket. Something to tuck in a pocket. Scrap. I think that paper, no, I might be wrong. It's either from a cardstock or it's from Joann's. I get a lot of it from Joann's. And they do change through the years, the cardstock, especially the sheets. The cardstock books, not so much, but the sheets, yes. Now this is from a cardstock book. Something Jane. I remember that much. These ones, I don't know about these ones. They're all in. I glued them all down. And then this is from a cardstock book. I think this is an 8x10 one, cardstock book. And these were scraps. So obviously I glued them on something to use them for. These are more stamps. I stamped on something. 8x10, that goes with that. I think these all go with each other. It might be 2 different books though. I remember I got them really cheap. These books. So I was playing with my stamps and then using up scraps, whatever I didn't use them for. Playing with the stamps, seeing what they look like stamped on them. I think they were like on clearance for 50 cents. I remember that because that's when I always go for the clearance stuff. Beautiful beings. Here's some more. Just playing with stamps, see what they look like on different cardstock. I believe all these go together. That one might not go with that group, but this cardstock, I believe, came all together. And this is, I believe this is single cardstock. It's quite thick. Comes with different pictures, because you can get cardstock at Joann's. You know, have like, I don't know, sometimes up to, it depends on the size, but I believe 9 pictures of different things. I believe this one too. And then more scraps. Yeah, I'm gonna have to do a different video because I'm running out of time. So I'm going to see if you enjoy this, going through different ideas of what to do with scraps. Okay. And if you enjoyed this, I will do another one. So let me know. Just giving you different ideas. And again, if you don't have cardstock, you have index cards, you can glue these on the back of an index card. Okay. So if you're new and you need something, paper bag, you can glue them on a paper bag. Do all kinds of stuff. Okay. And we're getting down to the end of it. All these little tickets. I believe these are from Joann's, and I inked them up. This came on a sheet, 12 by 12 sheet, cardstock sheet. Yep, it's double-sided, so I know this is from Joann's. And I cut all the little tickets out. Make sure you go over there when the cardstock's on sale. The ones that are 60 cents go to 20 cents on sale, and then the ones that are $1.20, I think they go to 60 cents. But they might have changed that because of the conditions of what's going on. But yeah, you get all these little tickets, and that's great because, you know, and they're all double-sided, and you stick them in pockets. But all kinds of nice tickets. So there's that. I can get these without them falling down. Here, let's move these down here. There. Okay, what I do here. This is a saying. Again, this is probably from Joann's. I just took an embellishment, and this is before I had a sewing machine, and I just sewed a button with a piece of scrap material, fabric on there, and the same thing there. Those are from Dollar Tree. Whoop, those are from Dollar Tree. I just glued them on there. Piece of fabric for the back. It's a nice pocket filler. And then this one, this is, see, I must have got my sewing machine like right around this time. I just stitched up the line that to make it look, give it a detail. And they're all double-sided. Another Joann's sheet that's $1.20 that you can get on sale for probably under $1. I'm not sure how much it is now. Stitched around that just to make it look interesting. Same thing. Stitched around that. Just give it some detail. Seen that one. And then this obviously is a piece of scrap. And more of the, well, this one I did glue to an index card. You can even cut the index card down to fit your scrap. You know they come in all different sizes at the Dollar Tree. I think is the cheapest place, but sometimes you can get them cheaper at Walmart. So make sure you check that. And you can get them colored too. They come in different colors. Index card again. I was playing with index cards that day. This is our happy place. And then this is a die cut. I just glued them together. Put a piece of fabric there, lace. And then I put a button on that side. Yeah. It's fun to go through things that you haven't looked at in a long time that you made. And then I sewed around that. And I sewed around that. This is definitely from the cardstock book. I have. Then that one, another die cut. And I glued 2 together. One for the back. Put a piece of fancy ribbon there. And these, I don't know what you call it, but you get them at Joann's. They're in with ribbon embellishments. This piece of scrap. These ones, well, they're not scrap. These would make great pocket fillers, or you can sew them down on something, or glue them down. Well, you could sew them down too. In this one, I just put 3 buttons on. It does look cute. And then, oh, I used that up. This came in something I bought. So I must have just sewed the buttons and sewed that on the back. But it looks cute. And then another. And you can make your own shapes like this. Just come up with a shape. Cut it out. Then you'll have something to put on your tags to tuck in pockets. And then that one, oh, I did a little punch out of that. Sewed around it. That one's huge. Piece of fabric. A little embellishment there. And a button on the back. Okay, beautiful beings. I hope you enjoyed this video. And if you like it, please comment in the comments and let me know. And I'll do another one. Okay? Have a wonderful everything.